This was actually the biggest losing hand I had on the day. Pretty standard, really standard open here. So I open, really tight player. Under the gun +1 calls me, not particularly thrilled, and not surprisingly, it also brings in the player in the under the gun or the cutoff, and also the rather recreational player in the big blind who is playing 52% of hands. So once there's three other people in the pot, I'd assume that he's playing just about 90 to 100% of hands probably. Flop comes King 10-9. Not necessarily the greatest flop for me because Queen Jack is possible from all four players or all three opponents in this situation, as well as pocket tens are probably capable from just about every player as well. So while I'm certainly not going to be looking to fold this hand anytime soon, it's not like I have the complete nuts here. So I actually opt to bet a little bit smaller. I think this is actually a really good c-bet size because I think betting smaller here actually enables flush draws to play more aggressively, believing that they probably have more fold equity than what they actually have. That's particularly targeted at the more recreational player, as well as the more aggressive 23-18 that's playing on the button and not folding to a lot of flops. So the tighter player folds, the cutoff calls. I think his range here is pretty wide. I think he's going to be calling with any king. Definitely any flush draw, and probably some decent combination draws as well, something like Jack 10, Queen 10 as well. And we now get check raise, which makes it interesting. Obviously, Queen Jack is going to be a large part of his range. But at the same time, there's a few questions here. Because we are a little bit deep, is it better just to call here and most likely just be searching for our set outs here on the turn? Or should we be getting the money in immediately? I think when players are running poorly, they have the tendency to overanalyze spots like this. But in reality, I think this player has a lot of hands. Certainly, he has all Queen Jack combinations, which isn't exactly a great thing for me. But at the same time, I don't think he necessarily has all 10 combinations. He still is 3-betting 6% here and has a decently high squeeze percentage as well in both blinds here. So I don't think that we can necessarily give him all combinations of 10s. Even if we do, though, let's say we give him all combinations of 10s. I don't think he ever has kings, first of all. So let's take a look at the range that I assigned him here. Certainly can give him all the Queen Jacks, of course. We're also going to be giving him all of the really big combo draws of diamonds, Ace 10, King 10, Queen 10, Jack 10. Definitely can have all the two-pair combos as well. So if we look at this board again, he certainly is going to be raising, I think, King 10 all the time. And while there's, obviously very few combinations of 10-9, I think that he would be raising those a decent amount as well. This player's check raising about 10% of the time. So, but it is over a rather large sample of 70 samples. So 10% is probably going to be far more than just simply raising, sets and top two, hands like that. So I would also imagine that he would get in 10-9. And I also think that he's probably going to be getting in the big combo draws minimum, which would be, anything with either a pair or a diamond draw or a straight draw and a diamond draw. Giving him all the diamond draws, which I did in this scenario, that includes ace deuce and ace 3 through ace 8, which are not big combo draws, they're just pure diamond draws. I'm a 57% favorite. But if we do eliminate those sort of draws here, leaving just the really big combo draws, then I'm still a 54% favorite there. And even if you tighten it up even more so let's tighten it up to, I don't know, let's even get rid of these. Even get rid of these too. I'm still a slight favorite in that scenario. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a very profitable play. The other thing that we really need to think about in this scenario is what happens if we actually call and he does have the combination of like King 10 or 10-9. and a diamond hits, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get his money. And certainly if he has those hands and a queen or a jack hit, I'm really going to have a hard time extracting all his money. So I think just fast playing this is certainly going to be the best play. There's going to be a number of times where I'm stuck in sort of a really nasty position where not only am I up against a big hand from him, but I could potentially also be up against a big diamond draw from the 23-18. But I think he certainly has enough, king, queen, king, jack, jack 10 sort of hands here that he's going to be folding to my raise. So sort of reluctant, but I think getting the money in here is the correct play, and I don't have a problem with it, even though he happened to show up with the nuts there.